MetaLearner is an operational intelligence tool for your ERP system. We help operations and supply chain managers make smarter, faster, more data-driven decisions through AI agent orchestration. To kick things off, let's start with a basic data query, such as what were my sales by product in 2025? When you ask a natural language query in this way, our database agent will understand the context, understand a company-specific database schema, be able to write the SQL, clean, process the data, and then present it in both textual and graphical format. Great, so we can see it's completed here. It's actually give us the revenue by both quantity and dollar amount, since we didn't actually specify which one we wanted. We have the totals, we have the averages, and then we have the breakdown per product. You can actually download this into a full Excel report. You can also inspect the data, which means viewing it in tabular format. And you can also view the SQL to see exactly which code was run and what data was pulled in. So we provide it in text format here, and under our KPI tracking, we can actually pin this as a chart for ongoing tracking and to see it in a more visual format. So let's try another query such as, please provide my gross margin by month for 2025. Similar to before, MetaLearner will understand the context of what's being asked, understand the schema, write the SQL, and clean up and pull in the data. Great, so we can see this is completed. It's actually given us the formula that it used to calculate the gross margin, and then a breakdown in percentage terms per month. We can again view the data in tabular format, we can view the SQL, and we can also pin this as a chart. You can change this around if we want to look at, a pie chart or a bar chart, but I think in this case, a line chart makes the most sense. Now let's do a slightly more complex query, such as, please provide my unit cost and shipping cost of bacon per region. So this is a slightly more complex query where our database agent has to have a very strong understanding of a company-specific database schema. It's going to have to combine several tables. It's going to have to do some cleaning, some processing, and then it will present it similar to the graphics and the text before. Great, so we can see this is completed, and it's actually provided each major region where we're shipping bacon from. And as we asked, it's providing our unit costs, our shipping costs, making it very easy to benchmark. We can see the SQL for this one is quite a bit more complex, more involved. And then we can also pin this as a chart in graphical format to again see our unit and shipping costs for bacon per region. So one thing I wanted to highlight is there is a way to edit each of these graphs individually. So you can actually do that in line via edit KPI, or we can do it down here where if we want to, let's take sales by product, for example. So we can go in, we can view the data in tabular format. We can choose a chart type. Why don't we try to create a pie chart? And then let's choose product. And rather than quantity and revenue, let's just choose revenue. And then we can see it created the pie chart that we wanted here. Let's save that. And then we can close out of this and we can actually click right in here and we can see that the pie chart has been created. So essentially allows you to customize and change the graphs to however you want to track it within your business. One other thing I wanted to highlight is if you actually ask a query for something that is not in the database, what happens? So it's very important to highlight that when you do ask something where the data isn't available, MetaLearner has been designed to actually not hallucinate an answer, but to simply tell you that data does not exist, I'm unable to retrieve it. Great, so as mentioned, because this isn't available in the database, it's not going to hallucinate an answer, it's simply going to tell you that it does not exist. Another thing I want to highlight is the immediate action items here. So we've made a point to try to design MetaLearner not to be a data dump. We want to give you very specific action items and things that you should be focused on. So for example, if you have an inventory of this and your forecast is much higher, we can show low stock alert, potential for a stock out. Overstock warnings, where do you have excess inventory? Where could you save on some safety stock? And for this forecast number here, this is actually not an input, but it is something that MetaLearner will dynamically calculate for you through our forecast agent. And I'm going to jump to that portion now. So our forecast agent is designed to use feature-based machine learning forecasting based on whatever product or product category you may be looking for and over a specified time frame. So in this case, we've broken this into 3 major product categories. We're using features from both the cleaned up ERP data that were pulling in previously, additional relevant features externally, such as economic data, if there's blockades or tariffs on your products. We're able to actually encode even this unstructured data, convert it into features, and then use it in our machine learning based forecasting. We also try to make this very robust in that we're not providing point predictions here, but we're actually providing a confidence interval based on each of the products and what you've selected. So for example, you can see our forecast for dairy type products. You can actually zoom in on this and get a closer view, click out. And then we've also tried to provide a full breakdown of the drivers of that forecast. So for example, MetaLearner is actually choosing these types of features from thousands that are available. This isn't asking you to select the features yourself. It's picking them based on which ones it's figured out are most predictive of your target variable. So for example, within external economic features, our forecast agent has decided that CPI is a very important indicator and is actually increasing the forecast by about 16,000 units based on the change in CPI. So where this external data actually comes from is a third agent called our exogenous agent. This is monitoring for and incorporating these additional hard to model factors like tariffs, economic data. It's taking that unstructured data, turning it into features, and then passing it to the forecast agent, which is incorporating it into our models. Overall, MetaLearner is designed to be a very simple to use data intelligence tool for your ERP. We utilize 3 primary agents, our database agent, our forecast agent, and our exogenous agent to make it easy to query data, clean it up, make it very easy to forecast, and then monitor for external factors as well. Combine that all together, and we make it a very powerful supply chain and operational tool for your business. This is what we wanted to showcase today. We're continuing to build out additional modules, our inventory management module, our supplier management module, and we're going to showcase these at a later date. Thank you.